A parent trap, she'll see his jaws in 3D whilst he's right up inner space. I'm not sure about his football skills, but I know he can Meg Ryan, because it's Dennis Quaid on tonight's Hollywood Swingers.
That made no sense.
Made all the sense.
That introduction means it's time for your favourite segment of the show, Hollywood Swingers, where we celebrate those Hollywood movie stars who have made a swing into music. This week, it is acting legend who's been in too many films about dogs, Dennis Quaid.
He loves a film about dogs.
Loves a
doesn't he?
film about dogs. Strays, that dog film. The other Dog's Purpose, A Dog's Wish.
He
Strays.
loves dog films or sports films.
Underdog, which is a sport film with a dog name.
He has lots. Dennis William Quaid, he was born the 9th of April, 1954.
Oh, bon anniversaire.
Meaning Big Dennis will be hitting 70 in a few days. He was born in Houston, Texas, to mother Juanita, a real estate agent, and father William, an electrician. Of course, he is the younger brother of actor Randy Quaid.
Yes, King. We stan you, Randy.
he's a story.
He literally could be a story. That's
He
how
is a
dodgy
story,
he is.
yeah.
He could be my family.
Growing up, the young Dennis joined the drama department after he failed to make the high school football team. But it wasn't something he initially considered as a career, instead thinking about becoming a vet. However...
So dogs and football.
Yeah. However, starting at the University of Houston, he took an acting class where the teacher was so inspiring and motivating that he knew that this was what he wanted to do.
I want to work with dogs and I want to work in football, but I don't have football skills and I'm not good with dogs. Become an actor. Do both.
You can just stand films with him.
Yeah.
He didn't stay to complete university though. He dropped out after a couple of years to move to LA and try his hand at a Hollywood career. He made his debut in a very small role in the 1975 comedy Crazy Mama, which funnily enough was also the film debut of Bill Paxton.
They are the two people I always get mixed up.
There you go.
When you said that he was our Hollywood swinger, I thought you were talking about the president from Independence Day, who is Bill Paxton.
No, it's not. That's that's somebody else completely. Who's
Bill Withers?
Pullman?
Oh, I get Bill Pullman, Bill Paxman, and this guy mixed up.
But Dennis Quaid, who we're talking about tonight,
Who's not Bill Pullman or
no,
Paxman?
he had trouble finding work, and it looked like his big gamble might not have paid off.
Uh-oh.
Fortunately for him, though, he won a role in the 1979 coming-of-age comedy Breaking Away that won the Academy Award for Best Screenplay that year, and it seemed to be the first rocket underneath the young actor. He would star in a couple of TV movies, Bill and Bill on His Own, alongside Mickey Rooney, that were successful. They won like Golden Globes and stuff. Whilst on the big screen, he would carve out some decent roles in the likes of The Long Riders for director Walter Hill, and he also had a kind of brief appearance in the Bill Murray comedy Stripes.
Okay.
1983 though, breakout year for Dennis Quaid as a leading man. He would star top billing in the sports drama Tough Enough alongside Pam Grier. He would play a boxer. He was in the terrible but highly successful third Jaws movie, Jaws 3D.
That was like the first 3D film, wasn't it?
No, there's plenty before it, but
Okay.
that was but it was jumping on a trend when it came back again. That film's so bad that it's ignored in canon by Jaws: The Revenge, which is the fourth one. And then that was awful anyway as well.
Okay.
But it was the film The Right Stuff, which saw Quaid play astronaut Gordon Cooper as part of a star-studded cast that cemented him as one of the hottest new stars of the 80s.
Okay.
1984.
Hold on, from what? The Right Stuff?
The Right Stuff.
Which the DOP of The Right Stuff is Zooey Deschanel from New Girl's Dad.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
And she claims she's not a Nepo baby.
Caleb. Yeah.
Cool.
1984, he led the sci-fi adventure film Dreamscape. I'd never heard of this, right? He plays a psychic who, like, infiltrates REM sleep and dreams. You read what this film's about, it sounds like Inception. Go and read what this film
Has
is about.
Inception ripped off this film?
Possibly, right? Go and see this. It's like, there's bits of it that you go, that sounds like Inception. 1985, Quaid teamed up with the sadly recently departed Lou Gossett Jr. in the sci-fi drama Enemy Mine. It was a box office flop, but I love that film. I had that in video, and it was
Is it
one of
like
these.
enemy mine as in me?
No,
or enemy mine as in
nobody
a
knows.
mine?
None of it. It doesn't. None of it makes any sense. Basically, Dennis Quaid lands on a planet. There's a war going on between
He's been
humans
to
and
space
aliens,
loads.
and then he lands on a planet and he's injured. But an alien lands on the planet as well. But the planet's really hostile, and they both hate each other. These races hate each other, but then they become like
Lovers.
best pals, basically.
Lovers.
No, they don't become lovers, unfortunately.
Boo.
Although Lou Gossett Jr.'s race, the males have the babies, and he was pregnant, so he has a kid, and then then Dennis Quaid has to bring up the child, and it's all about.
I'm pretty sure that's also an episode of Star Trek.
It could be.
Anyway, continue.
And then the same year, he was also in the critically acclaimed neo-noir thriller The Big Easy.
Oh.
He was in the legal drama Suspect alongside Cher. And then one of my favourite films as a young boy, the box office hit Inner Space. Starring alongside Martin Short and Meg Ryan, more than her later, Quaid played a Navy aviator who gets shrunk down.
An aviator?
An aviator.
So he gets shrunk down and put inside a person's bod.
Yeah,
I
he
saw that when I
accidentally
was
gets
little.
injected, but he's meant to get injected as part of an experiment, but then there's like a conspiracy, and he ends up accidentally getting jabbed into Martin Short, who's like this neurotic grocery clerk who
Aw.
can't deal with anything.
I love Martin Short.
And basically, it's got Robert Picardo plays the cowboy in it. He's the baddie.
I can't talk about him.
Why?
Because he's the guy when I accidentally took drugs by accident and did comedy, and I thought I was hallucinating them in the audience, and I had to run off stage, went home crying, and then I got phoned and
It
was
was
like,
him?
it was him, he was in the audience, and I thought I'd hallucinated him.
You just thought he was like the doctor from
ge-
the ship that
Paul,
he just showed up as a
I
hologram.
thought, oh my goodness, it's finally happened.
Sorry, for context, Robert Picardo is like the holographic doctor
From
in
Star Trek Voyager.
Is it Voyager?
Yeah, Paul, don't question me on it. It's Voyager. I know it's Voyager because I've watched it a million times.
All right.
It's Star Trek Voyager, and
Is he not in some other ones as well?
he's a holographic doctor who is a program uploaded to many of the fleets. The ships in the fleet, so he could be in other ones, but the main one he was in was Star Trek Voyager
Well,
because
there
they
you
were
go.
lost far from home and they needed a doctor, so they needed an emergency hologram. And
Anyway.
I thought he was in my head.
But it wasn't, it was real.
No, he was real, and he saw me die.
1988, Quaid once again starred with Meg Ryan, this time in the neo-noir DOA, which during the filming of saw the two leads soon get together in real life.
Ooh! And then they had a son who looks exactly like half of each of them.
Yeah, but one side's the left and one side's the right. It's horrific.
It's weird.
The same year, though, Quaid took a role in the flop film Everybody's All American, a sports film,
Yes.
instead of taking the lead role in the film Big. Quaid would admit that this was a massive mistake, and it seems like, and he's admitted this, that basically he spent the next few years essentially turning down Tom Hanks's career. 1989, though, he did win rave reviews for portraying Jerry Lee Lewis in the biopic Great Balls of Fire.
If only in Big there had been a dog.
But around this time, his career started to flounder. He had to enter rehab to combat a growing addiction to cocaine, with the actor admitting that he was essentially using it every day throughout his 80s heyday.
That's not good.
After a break for a few years, his career was floundering a bit, but it didn't help that, firstly, he turned down the role that Tom Hanks played in A League of Their Own.
There's no crying in baseball. He would be
Then-
great in that.
He turned down the lead in a film called Sleepless in Seattle. No. Right? There's a story behind it. He wasn't a fan of the
Of Meg Ryan?
the originally attached director. He's like, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to leave it. But do you know what you should do, producers? You should get Nora Ephron to direct it. They did.
Oh no.
And then they went and got Tom Hanks again, and he's raging because now Tom Hanks is playing in the film he was meant to be in
With the director
opposite
he
his
wanted.
actual wife.
Yeah. Okay.
In a bid to turn things around, he took on the role of Doc Holliday in the Kevin Costner film Wyatt Earp. To accurately portray the character, who was dying of, tuberculosis,
Yeah.
Quaid lost over 40 pounds, but he soon found that he couldn't stop losing the weight.
Uh-oh.
Turns out he'd brought upon himself anorexia. And then, as well as recovering from the cocaine addiction, he had to recover from that as well.
Yeah.
Even worse, it wasn't worth it as Wyatt Earp lost money at the box office and was a critical flop.
That's so sad.
I think it came out, it was one of those, remember, one film came out and then something exactly the same came out the same year. Wyatt Earp and Tombstone were about the same time.
It's so weird when that happens. Your Ants, your Bug Life, your Finding Nemo, your Shark Tales,
Deep Impact and Armageddon, Volcano, Dante's Peak.
Yeah.
This was one of them.
What's the one? What's it called? Something Down.
White House Down and Angel Has Fallen,
yes,
or something
like
has fallen.
that. Yeah.
1996, though, saw the actor have a moderate success with the fantasy adventure Dragonheart. That's the one where Sean Connery plays a dragon.
All right, it's me, Sean Connery.
Don't stab my heart. I'm a dragon.
I'm a dragon.
I'm the last of the dragons.
Oh.
And then he capitulated. So he was offered a role in the film The Parent Trap. And he's like, I don't play dads. I'm still the cool young guy.
He was the best.
And then he eventually just went, all right, okay, I'll do it. And it was like a big mega hit.
But
it was a massive hit.
arguably, having seen both original Haley Mills, Parent Trap, Haley Mills,
Yeah.
and then Lindsay Lohan.
Yep.
The remake is so good.
Yeah.
It is a phenomenal, fun film, and I've watched it. But I've watched it again as an adult and went, "Oh, this is good. I like this."
But come the turn of the century,
Just pause 1 second. Also, super inappropriate way to handle twins. Just going to say that they don't get scolded nearly enough for just going, "Let's split up the children." That's you take one and I take one.
That's not
They're
cool.
not his and her humans.
No.
They're twins, and they don't get enough trouble for that. Continue.
yeah. But that was The Parent Trap. But come the millennium, he hit the trap that a lot of Hollywood couples do.
Uh-oh.
Falling in love with a co-star.
Whom?
But it wasn't Dennis Quaid. I keep saying Randy. It wasn't Dennis Quaid that was the subject of tabloid rumours. It was his wife, Meg Ryan.
Who did Meg fall for?
After she starred in 2000's Proof of Life, the actress had a well-publicised romance with Russell Crowe, who was allegedly head over heels for Meg Ryan, right? But it turns out she just used the affair as an excuse to separate from Dennis Quaid, who wasn't exactly Mr. Clean himself when it came to being monogamous.
Oh no, poor Russie. He has the worst time of
totally
everything.
does.
I feel so bad for him. He was absolute guff as Jean Valjean. He got divorced again. Not Jean Valjean, the other guy. Had to sell.
You are prisoner 4045.
Had to sell all of his stuff that he'd stole
From Gladiator,
from
yeah.
films to pay for his divorce. Had a divorce garage sale to pay his alimony.
Fell madly in love with Meg Ryan, then she just went, man, you were I was just kind of I was just trying to get a divorce.
Is this post Gladiator though?
Yeah.
Oh, but come on, he was a dream then when he was Maximus Meridius Decimus.
It was at his height, just after it.
Husband of a murdered wife, father of a murdered son.
The early 2000s saw Quaid, though, bounce back. He had great performances in the critically acclaimed Steven Soderbergh film Traffic.
Okay.
He was in the 2002 Disney baseball film The Rookie, which
Loved
was
it.
quite successful. Again, loves it. He's really is like Kevin Costner. Like shonky Kevin Costner.
I'd say vanilla Kevin Costner.
Yeah, definitely.
Kevin Costner gets the better sport films.
Kevin Costner's also vanilla, but he's got the black seeds in.
Yeah.
you know. And the hugely acclaimed Far From Heaven. I don't know if you've seen that film.
What's it about?
You need to read it up.
Okay.
It's basically all tackles kind of homosexuality and the sort of 30s and 40s and stuff.
Oh, wow.
However, whilst both the film and co-star Julianne Moore were nominated for Oscars, Quaid admits he was upset because he wasn't recognised by the Academy with even a nomination, which he has yet to get in his career.
Stop making films about dogs.
Well, since then, we're getting to that. The actor has worked steadily.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm stretched to say that I've seen a film of his in the picture since 2010.
So, interestingly, the films you all named, not heard of any of them, DOA, all of that. A Dog's Wish, A Dog's Journey.
You've heard of all the dogs. You've heard of all the dogs.
The Day
ones.
After Tomorrow.
If you look at that, I saw that, anything like that, but up to, I would say, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, I saw Pandorum and Legion in the cinema, and then after that, nothing.
Okay, so A Dog's Purpose is about a dog who's reincarnated over and over and over again, and his childhood dog comes back and finds him at the end, and he looks up in the dog's eyes and he knows that that's his childhood dog that he loved when he was a little boy, Paul.
I'm aware.
Oh no, I've upset myself. Because I'm crying about
He really, I mean, it's just dogs everywhere. He was in the Disney animated movie Strange World in 2022. That was a bit of a flop. And then he was in Strays playing himself.
As a dog film.
And then he will, maybe he'll turn that around because he is going to play another president. He played Bill Clinton in The Special Relationship,
Oh, yeah.
the TV one with Michael Sheen as Tony Blair.
He was also in the bad remake of Footloose.
Oh, he was, yeah. But he's going to play Ronald Reagan in an upcoming biopic of the former US president. Maybe that will turn
Oh.
around his fortunes.
Ronald Reagan is the one who was an actor.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But to tonight's song, and it turns out that Quaid is actually quite the accomplished musician.
Is he?
He's released a lot of solo stuff as well, a lot of Christine work. He seems to be very into that world. But with his band, The Sharks, the actor has released quite a bit of music as well. And we're going to go with a cover of a Van Morrison classic. But will this rendition leave you cursing Dennis Quaid to hell, or have you exclaiming, Gloria?
Come walking down my street, and she come up to my house, knock upon my door, call out my name, text me on the cell phone, make me feel alright, make me feel alright. Come sneaking in my house, and she tiptoes so lightly up those stairs, just as quiet as a little mouse, but I can still hear her little footfall there. She come on down that long dark hallway, right on down to my bedroom door, and I'm in there waiting for the girl that I adore. G-L-O right here, G-L-O right here. I'm gonna shout it on tonight, whisper softly every day, and the light just cuts like a knife as she comes on into that room, and I can see a little slinky silhouette of the moonlight as she dances across that floor and lay down on my bed, kisses me ever so softly, strokes the little head. I call out her name, I call out her name, God, she makes me feel alright, she makes me feel alright, makes me feel alright, she makes me feel alright, she makes me feel alright all day, all night, all right, all day, all night, all right, her name is G-L-O.
That was our Hollywood swinger, Big D Quaid and the Sharks. Get in touch via text 80295. Let us know how many Kenny Rogers roasters you're going to give Dennis Quaid. Here in the Ashley Storrie Show, we rate our Hollywood swingers on a scale of 1 to 100. Kenny Rogers roasters, 1 being the worst, 100 being the best. Kenny Roger being the original and the most fantastic. Paul, I'll come to you first. How many Kenny Rogers roasters do you give to Big D Quaid?
Big DQ. Do you know what? It might have lacked some dogs, but it wasn't bad.
Oh, it was good.
It was quite good.
How many roasters are you
I'm
giving
going
it?
to give him 80.
It was really good. It sounded a bit Mick Jaggery at the start, and then it kind of went into other rock and roll artist voices. So it was up there. I want to give it 90. I think it's a good rendition.
I think it always helps, and see a swinger, always you mask your flaws when you're when it's lively, and it just bounces along, and you can feel the joy in it, and you just go, yeah.
It was good. Get in touch via text 80295 and let us know your score. You can also email us ashleystorieshow@bbc.co.uk, or you can WhatsApp us 08085 92 95 0000. No, I made that sound like it was a 0000. It's not. It's just a 00, and then I say 00. I've messed it up. Here's the next song. It's Gloria Estefan with the Miami Sound Machine, and